Hello guys, here with a new video for the channel. I hope you like it, and if you like it, don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment, and subscribe. Now without further ado, get comfortable. Goku and Hit were training to be able to take revenge on their gods, but they were not the only ones, since Vegeta was also undergoing a rigorous training to be able to not stay behind Kakarot. And not only him, even Gohan had resumed his training, knowing that the god Beerus had betrayed his father.
I know that right now it's impossible for me to end the life of that wretch, but I swear I'll make him repent.
That's right, Gohan had also started a rigorous training, which Piccolo had joined. Gohan, I'll join you. Can't believe that Beerus betrayed Goku after we won the tournament against Universe 6 thanks to him.
Mr. Piccolo, I can promise you that I'll humiliate that damn cat in the worst way possible. I'll make him beg for his miserable life.
So some of the warriors wanted to end the life of the god Beerus, while it was the opposite with the god Champa, which had finished with the legendary assassin. So some of the gangsters of Universe 6 could do their thing, however a strong concern was tormenting Vados, which knew that something very bad was about to happen. However, something much worse was about to happen, because when Beerus created another time ring, a new Black from another timeline had reappeared, but this time a much greater power, which they had already defeated. Mr. Champa, we better train for the tournament that Zeno-sama warned us about, or just train because something very bad's about to happen.
Vados, don't bother, there's nothing to worry about. I'm sure nothing'll happen.
But Mr. Champa...
Vados, I've told you to be quiet. I'll go to sleep.
Champa would go to his palace to sleep for a few years. In an alternate future, Trunks was fleeing from a very similar being to Goku, who had destroyed everything around him, leaving Trunks on the verge of death.
Trunks, you have no way out. You better give up your life so you won't suffer any longer. I won't die without a fight.
Sometime later, Trunks was able to return to the past. However, this had cost the life of his mother Bulma, so that Trunks was able to escape. At the time of reaching the past, everything would occur normally. The only difference to know was that when Black would arrive, Vegeta would be in charge of facing him, leaving him on the verge of death, but the time ring would save him. That damn Saiyan has an amazing power. He was able to beat me up without even transforming. Trunks would explain everything that happened in the future, and those who would go to this time would be Gohan, Vegeta, and Trunks, which, at the time of arrival, Black would appear in front of them, and without trusting, he had passed to the Super Saiyan Rose. With this power, I'll finish you dirty mortals. Meanwhile, in the time room, Goku and Hit had already mastered 100% of their techniques. Even Goku was able to access the Super Saiyan Blue 4 with a Kaioken increased to 500 times, and didn't suffer any wear on his body. That's right, this time had mastered the Kaioken to 100%, making it has no weak points, while Hit had achieved something unreal. That's right, among all his techniques, the most lethal was the time jump, because this time he was able to stop for about 2 minutes, which was enough time to end the life of any god or warrior, but he still lacked to be at the level of an angel. However, they didn't lack so much, since Goku and Hit were at 97% of the power of an angel, and they didn't know it.
Hit, now that we've started training together again, we need to have combat experience as well so we don't fall into those bastards.
I agree with you, Son Goku. You don't know how much I look forward to the day when those bastards will fall on their knees in front of us.
The day's very near, but we must prepare ourselves much more, since that dwarf, even though he does not fight, if even the gods fear him, he must have great power.
Meanwhile, in a very distant place, in that dimension, a beautiful angel, which was also sealed, would be able to feel a tiny key.
What is impossible? In this place, there's no one else but me. Or has anyone else been sealed?
Mikoshan, with some difficulty, would begin to cross some of the similar dimensions, because despite being in different dimensions, the dimensional space in which both had been sent was the same. After a few weeks, Mikoshan was able to appear in front of both subjects, which would be surprised to realize that his power was comparable to a guardian angel and continued to increase. Meanwhile, returning to the future, Vegeta in Super Saiyan Blue was able to give a beating to Black, while Gohan finally was able to neutralize Zamasu. Black, after that great beating, had been able to obtain a powerful Zenkai, with which he was able to equal Vegeta, having both a very even battle. However, at the moment, the laughter of the Prince of the Saiyans would resound throughout the place.
Ha 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 ha! So that's the power of a copy of a Kakarot's power? No matter what you do, I'll finish you to be able to defeat the real one. What the hell are you saying? Are you implying that you have much more power? That's right. I was just using the same power as you so as not to make this battle boring. But you haven't managed to give me an efficient blow, so now I'll finish you off.
Black wouldn't believe what Vegeta was telling him, and at that precise moment, Black would launch an attack. However, at that moment, a purple aura had made a Black retreat, and an amazing power was overflowing from Vegeta's body, which would surprise both of them. Vegeta's power seemed to have no limits. Even the whole Universe 7 had begun to tremble from all the power that Mr. Vegeta was releasing.
So, Mr. Vegeta's also been training. It seems that he doesn't like that bastard betrayed my father either.
At that moment, from a big explosion caused the whole place, Vegeta could be observed, leaving everyone surprised to observe the Prince of the Saiyans with the color of his purple hair very similar to the aura of destruction. Black's body at that moment would begin to feel a sense of terror of which Vegeta had noticed.
Are you afraid? I didn't know that a cheap copy like you was capable of experiencing fear.
Vegeta at that moment, at an incredible speed, began to beat up Black, who was not able to do anything against the Prince of the Saiyans. At that moment, Zamasu was able to get rid of Gohan's blows standing in front of Black.
No matter what you do, I'm immortal, so you don't stand a chance against us. At this moment, I'll show you how even immortal beings like you are capable of dying.
Vegeta at that moment would stretch one of his hands, throwing a tiny sphere of energy, with which he would disintegrate Zamasu. At this moment, Black would be invaded by terror trying to escape. However, it was too late since the Prince of the Saiyans, with much greater speed, would reach him, starting to give him a beating, which Black was no longer able to receive Zenkais since Vegeta was not allowing him to recover. Sometime later, Vegeta would charge a large sphere of energy.
With this, you won't be part of anything. This is Super Vegeta's attack.
At that moment, a great power came out of the hand of Vegeta, which would make Black disappear. Vegeta would approach Gohan with the intention of making a blow. However, great was his surprise when he realized that Gohan was able to dodge his blow.
Wow, thought your guard was down. Keep training, we should both be able to finish off that damn Beerus.
Of course he can, Mr. Vegeta. I still didn't use all my power.
So, you have much more power. If what Black said's correct, in this place there are no destructive gods, so I want to see your maximum power.
All right, Mr. Vegeta.
Gohan at that moment would begin to increase his power to the maximum, making the entire planet Earth tremble, and even planets around him would be destroyed. Vegeta at that moment would form a barrier for Trunks, since the pressure would be able to end his life. After a few minutes, we could observe Gohan in his new transformation.
This is my new transformation. I had called it Beast Mode.
At that moment, Vegeta would ask what was the reason for the name of the transformation. However, Gohan's first fist had sent him flying all over planet Earth. Gohan, without finishing his attack there, would fly at a great speed, giving him some excellent blows. Vegeta at that moment would react, being able to connect with a strong kick, but to his surprise, Gohan had been able to stop it.
Damn insect, your power has grown in an amazing way. But that won't be enough to defeat me.
Your power has also increased a lot, Mr. Vegeta, but I won't give up so easily.
The power of both Saiyans was becoming very even. However, Gohan's power would begin to decrease little by little, which Vegeta would take advantage of to begin to give him some excellent blows, which with the passing of time were damaging Gohan's physique in an amazing way, as Vegeta possessed destructive energy. After a last exchange of blows, Vegeta would win the victory and return to his timeline normally. Meanwhile, in the time room, Mikoshan was watching them very carefully, but at the moment, Goku was able to feel the presence of someone else stopping the battle.
Haha, what's wrong with Goku? Can't keep up with me?
Goku would communicate telepathically with it.
There's someone else in this place. We don't know if he's an enemy or a friend.
However, at that moment, the communication would be interrupted by Mikoshan.
I
can see that you have a great power, and also one of you has a much higher perception to feel the ki of others.
At that moment, Goku and Hit were astonished to realize that this woman had been able to interrupt their mental communication.
Who are you? And why don't you show yourself?
At that moment, Mikoshan would show herself to both warriors, but with her, an astonishing pressure would appear. But it was not enough to make both warriors fall to their knees.
Wow, this is amazing! With this pressure, I can even bring a guardian angel to his knees.
Mikoshan at that moment launched herself into the attack, giving excellent blows to both of them, which, despite not being subdued by the pressure, their speed had slowed down incredibly.
Ouch! That hit me too much. But let's see how you like this.
Hit at that moment launched himself into the attack, activated his time jump, improved to 2 minutes and 32 seconds. However, his astonishment was much more when he realized how Mikoshan could even move through space-time.
My power goes much further than your time jumping, so you won't be able to do anything against me if that's your best technique.
Goku at that moment would access the Super Saiyan Blue 4, combining it with Kaioken increased to 500 times, with which he would have a very even battle against Mikoshan, which was only at 20% of her full power. While they exchanged blows, Mikoshan would think,
I must end this battle quickly and explain to them that I have no bad intentions, that the three of us could join forces and get out of this place.
Mikoshan would take the battle much more seriously, but not being able to access more than 20% of her power would be a little complicated.
Hell, I know you won't die. Receive this! Angelic Rain!
At that moment, multiple energy arrows would go through all of Goku's body, which would fall to the ground and return to his base state. Mikoshan would quickly teleport to her, and in the same way, he would leave him out of combat. At that moment, he would hold both of them and take them to their respective beds to rest and recover all their powers.
With the power of these two warriors, we won't be able to get out of this place. I want to take revenge on Daishenkin. I don't know about who, but these seals can only be created by an angel or the high priest. The beginning of our revenge begins.
What will happen next? Find out in the next chapter. Well guys, this is all for today's chapter. I hope you liked it and it was to your liking. Now don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment and subscribe. Now without further ado, see you in a new video. Until next time.